Hey everybody, I got something pretty cool to review today. This is another one of these very popular foldable drones that are out there. So many of them now. This is the FQ777 is a company. It's FQ02W is the name brand. You see, it kind of looks cool. It's kind of like a transformer robot, the way they want to kind of advertise it. You can see here as it looks folded out. One of the nicest package drones that I've ever received in a toy class. Comes with several boxes inside, very well packaged with foam inserts, just really nicely packaged. So that's, that's a bonus when it's really nicely packaged. As you can see, it's got the foldable arms and they lock into place. So you just fold them out like this and then you lock them into place. Like I say, it has kind of that transformer look to it when you fold it down, because it does not, you can't completely fold it up. The bottom or the rear arms just fold straight down. So to pop them into place, they actually have a locking mechanism. So you just lock these little black tabs into place. And that is always a good idea in my opinion, because locking these into place will prevent them from possibly getting knocked out of spot whenever you're flying. Just get all of them locked into place. And there you go, you got them all set to go. It does have the LEDs shine through the top and the bottom. You do have to attach the landing gear. It's got its 2.4 gigahertz antenna here on the bottom for the Wi-Fi. It's got the 0.3 megapixel camera in the front that it's not the biggest or highest quality, but it's just for your Wi-Fi FPV back to the app, which you use to record on the app itself, the video. Power buttons here on top. The yaw does increase at the rates on it. You get about 9.5 minutes flight time. I wasn't able to get an LVC because I had trouble seeing the LEDs when they were first starting to blink low. So at around 9 minutes, you want to make sure you're close if you got a timer going on this guy. The battery it comes with here is a 7.4 volt, 850 milliamp hour battery, and it does have a JST and a balance port, so you can balance this and use a hobby grade charger, since the JST is a very common plug. So you can charge this up in about an hour or even less depending on the rate. If you use the included charger, which is here in the bag, this one this takes about 2 hours to charge up using the supplied charger. It also comes with a really nice Phillips screwdriver and a smaller, a different one here. This smaller one is really nice. It has a smaller tip than the other one, I should say, even though it's a larger screwdriver. This is for putting the landing gear on, and this is for doing other repairs and taking the battery out of the back of the controller. And it comes with a few extra screws. You have to actually put screws in the landing gear. Comes with a set of prop guards if you wish to use it. I'm not going to use it. I'm not a big fan of prop guards because it's easy to get caught up in trees or something. And it does come with just 2 spare propellers. It does not come with a full set, so that might be the biggest con on this quadcopters. It doesn't come with a full set, but if you use a prop guard, you're probably okay. But if you don't use them, you might have wanted a full set just in case. The controller itself is pretty nice. It's not a highest quality plastic, but it does come with this really nice holder here. And this holder, you can put a tablet in here. Now, if you don't want to put a tablet in it, you have these little tabs you pull out, and this lets you put your cell phone in there. So I'm going to use this tablet here to fly. So this is the first toy grade that I've seen that can hold a tablet. It has this little button you push that lets this pop all the way out, and then you set it to where you need it to go. So I'm going to put the tablet in there like this, and then just adjust it down, and then now I'm set to fly with the tablet, which is awesome. I really like that you can use a tablet in this guy. Just a bigger screen for your FPV flying. Like I said, you just record a video to the app. We'll go over the app in just a moment. Let's go over the controls on the controller. To calibrate the gyro, it's down to the right. So you want to calibrate level on this when you first get it. I always like to do that. And then the control scheme for it, I'm going to go to the instruction manual here just so that I don't get anything confused, because it's not labeled like a lot of them. It has this A, B, and then has these other buttons on the side. These buttons here is your 1 key return here is this one, and headless mode is this one right here. So this is 1 key return, this is headless mode. Your A/B buttons over here is for called fast rotation on A. I have another drone that I've gotten that does this. It's kind of odd. All it does is just make the quadcopter yaw and yaw, and it's just a novelty thing, and you have to hit it again to cancel. I don't think you can cancel this one by hitting any input on the sticks. The B button here is your light control. You can turn your LEDs on and off to save a little bit of battery power. Your right button here is to take photos, and your left one is to take video, but that would be if you have a version that uses the SD card. This one does not take an SD card. You can see there's an interchangeable spot where you could change a different camera on this one. There may be, they may sell, I think they have a 2 megapixel version that would take an SD card in it. But this one you just record to the app. So these are not functional. This is your rates button on the top left here. 3 rates, 40, 70, and 100%, or low, medium, high. And this one is for doing your 360 flips in the direction that you want to flip. And then these are some trim buttons for the pitch and roll. Let's go ahead and go over the app, just show you what it is. I'll put the app here on the side. The app we're going to use is the JAD UFO app. Really common app that's used by a lot of manufacturers. So I don't obviously have anything bind with it, but you just press play. This will try to connect, come with your, your FPV view, and get your photo, video, and your rates, and turn on screen controls on and off, that kind of stuff. No big deal. If you have any of these, you're familiar with this app or the other similar, no reason to go over it too much. But it does come with a QR code to scan it for Google Play Store or iOS to get the correct app. And then of course has some instructions pertaining to the FPV app. So I think we covered most everything. Oh, I wanted to also show you that it does come with this little felt carrying case, which is actually pretty nice. You can put the controller in there, the prop guards, the battery, the excess parts. The drone itself, I think, no doubt would fit in this, folded up, but you're not going to get in there with the landing gear attached. So it seems to be kind of odd. If you're not going to want to try to put these little Phillips screws in every time you take it out in the field. So if you flew it without the landing gear, I think you could have no problem getting in this bag. But I think otherwise you just want to put your other stuff in here and fold the drone up and carry it separate. So I think that covers it all. So let's move along now to the flight review. All right, so I have the FQ02W bound up. Hopefully this will show up here. I've got it on the Wi-Fi app and on my tablet here. One thing I neglected to mention in the table review by accident was the H button here. This is your auto takeoff and your auto landing. So we'll go ahead and we'll do an auto takeoff. Before we do that though, we're going to start recording video so we can include that here in the flight review. So let's go ahead and we'll take off. The wind has picked up a little bit now, so there's a little bit of a breeze. It is kind of a noisy quadcopter, as you can hear. But it doesn't fly too bad. I'm going to go ahead and take it up on the rates, because it's having a little bit of a problem fighting the breeze. And I'm going to take it up to the highest rate now. So there's the highest rate yaw. And there's the lowest rate. It's not as drastic as some. It has a decent amount of yaw, but it has more pitch. So I'm going to keep it in the highest rate because of that breeze kicking here kind of left to right. Let's try an auto landing here. I'm going to press the H and have it come down. It can be a little bit bouncy on its landing. Part of that is because of the landing gear. The landing gear is a bit springy, so it kind of tends to want to tip over a little bit. So let's go ahead and we'll do an auto takeoff again. I'll stop recording video. Make sure it's in the highest rate. We'll start recording some video again. Just make sure that we got that video saved. Anytime you use these apps, you got to make sure that you save your video before you turn it off, or you will lose all the video in the app. Let's do the A button for the yaw. Let's see if we can do that. There's the yaw, and that did cancel it. I thought you couldn't, but I'm maybe confused with another model. Let's do it again here. We'll press A, and you can press A again to stop it. Or you can press A and then use your sticks. Your left stick, I believe, is the one. That will also cancel it. Let's see if we can do some flips and how it does the flips. Again, take it up and get a decent amount of clearance. Doesn't flip too bad. It's kind of a bigger quad than some of the other, than like the Sky Hunter that I reviewed and some of the other foldable drones. Let's do a flip back. It doesn't flip too bad though. It flips better than I had expected it would flip, just because it's a little bit bulky. But it does tend to kind of roll a little bit after it flipped there to the right. It does need a little bit of right trim also. Let's try a forward flip. It does, of course, give itself some extra clearance. Kind of flying by FPV. The FPV is a little laggy, but it's, you know, it's about what you'd expect. I've seen worse, but I've also seen a little bit better. Just make sure that the antenna is aiming down. Like I said, for being a little bit bigger foldable drone, it does get a respectable flight time, and that's, you know, having a 2S LiPo is a pretty big battery for a drone that's not terribly large. I mean, I have other ones that use 2S's that are much bigger than this, so it gives it a considerable amount of power. So it gives you a nice, you know, the 850 milliamp gives you a nice flight time of around 9.5 minutes. But it really has a good amount of power. As you can see, we'll take it up here and kind of do a pano with that, just drifting some here in the wind, but with that 2S LiPo, that's one of the bigger batteries that I've seen in a quadcopter of this size. Just kind of try to get some footage there up high. There is some jello from my test before, but you're going to expect that in a drone of this class. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. That should get us enough footage to give you an idea what it can film. It's not a high quality camera, so it's not going to look really super good. It's not going to be HD. And like I said, there is some jello in it, but that's expected. It's a toy grade quadcopter, so you're not going to get super high quality video, especially over Wi-Fi. If you have the SD card version, you're going to get better video quality. And HD, but you're still going to probably have jello. You might be able to eliminate some of that jello if you have a balancer and you want to balance those propellers. Overall, this is a pretty good flyer. Just a little bit noisy. That would probably be my biggest complaint. But you know, that most people are not going to be bothered by the noise of a quadcopter. But it's not as silent as some of the other ones. But with this 2S LiPo, it's got a good amount of power. It's a pretty aggressive flyer, as you can see there. The altitude hold works pretty good, so I would recommend this quadcopter based on everything that I've seen, along with, you know, just nice packaging and nice components. Well, you know, a pretty well known brand, FQ777. I've seen a lot of their stuff, and it's all pretty good. So overall, this is a pretty nice quadcopter. Well, I think that's enough to let everybody see what this guy can do. FPV works pretty good. Overall, pretty nice. Let's go ahead and do an auto landing here. Let's see it landing. Of course, I said it tipped over again, but again, that is the springiness of the landing gear. So Corey's gonna go ahead and pick it up there. So anyway, overall, this is a pretty nice little quadcopter. I do like it quite a bit. I do like the arms lock in place too. So just overall, a lot of nice features. So appreciate you watching and have a good day.
The power of the dark side.